in few weeks, by the way, at $60 per hour. The company is considering purchasing a new automated compactor. The new compactor will be able to process truckload at a constant rate of 2 trucks per hour, and its cost will be amortized at a rate of $3 per truck unloaded. Truck arrive according to a Postal distribution at an average rate of 8 per hour. Should the company purchase the new compactor? So actually, if you look at the problem, it's just like they want us to analyze that, okay, they should purchase a new compactor or not. It's just like they will comparing between the current system of the company for unloading and to the new system that the one that we buy in the new compactors. Okay, so I would say in this case, it might be we have to comparing about the current system, right? For the current system, okay, we can see that the truck driver waiting with the average of 15 minutes before entering the location. So waiting in this time is being waiting in queue. So what do we have here is about the WQ, right? It's 15 minutes. So I convert to an hours, it's gonna have 0.25 hours. And which means that based on the current system, right, cost of waiting per trip, right? There is no service cost because there is no the information about the cost of the current compactor, right? We have just the waiting cost. So finally, it's just like the current waiting cost per trip is equal to 0.25 multiplied with 60. So we're gonna have like a $50 per trip. The truck driver wait in queue 15 minutes, and it tells us that the cost of wasting the time in queue is $60 per hour. So that's why the current system we pay for the waiting cost per trip is $15. But for the new system, suppose that we gonna buy the new compactor. So the new compactor is like the something that automated compactor. So it provides a switch time or the switch rate in constant way. So in this case, it's just like the MD1 model. We know that the truck, right, will arrive with the Poisson distribution with an average rate of 8 per hour. So in this case, lambda or average arrival rate is 8 truck per hour. Information that we have. And the automated compactor can provide constant rate of 12 truck per hour. So 12 truck per hour is mil average service rate. Right. So we know about this is a MD1 model, right? And lambda is 8, mil is 12. So then if we want to compare with the current system, right, or something that, okay. If we want to compare the new one with the current system, we need to calculate the WQ because we're going to calculate the cost, right, of waiting. Right? So from the formula of MD1 model, WQ will be equal to lambda over 2 mil multiplied with mil minus lambda. So then we're going to have 8 divided by 2 multiplied with 12, multiplied with 12 minus 8. Now I have the value of 0.0833 hours. Okay. And for sure, the waiting cost per trip In this case, it's gonna be 0.0833 multiplied with $60. You're gonna have $5 per trip. So in this case, your current we pay 15, but the new system we pay just $5. Right? It seems like it's okay. So the saving, right, with the saving with the new compactor, we're gonna have saving like $10 per trip. And don't forget that the new compactor we have to buy, and the cost is amortized around $3 per truck hour. So it means that per trip we're gonna pay, right? For the cost is $3 per trip. So in this case, amortization cost of compactor is $3 per trip, right? So finally, we have net saving equal to $7 per trip, and we should buy, right? Buy a new compactor. Because we still have the net saving $7 per trip. Okay, so the first problem is that they have like the current system, right? About the unloading, compacting, and the truck driver is gonna waiting in queue. Then if we buy the new one, like the automated compactor, right? We're gonna save like the $10 per trip. But we have amortized cost for that new compactor, $3 per trip. So finally, we still have the net saving around $7 per trip. So that's we still need to buy, right? So this is like the first one, right? So sometimes for the problem of the queuing, you have to compare, right, between the old system and the new system, something like that. And normally we comparing with the cost, right? We comparing with the cost, okay? And if you look at the next example, right, it's gonna more, familiar, right? Because it's involve about right drive-through service, right? So the problem number 2 is like the automobiles arrive at the drive-through window at post office, wait for every 10 minutes. The average service time is 2 minutes. The post office distribution is appropriated for the other way, and service time are exponential distributed, and they have the list, right, of some questions. For example, question A, what is the average time of car in the system? Question B, the average number of car in the system, and so on. Okay, so in this case, it's nothing much because like the drive-through normally they have only one window, right? And as I mentioned last time, in the exam, every information is gonna very clear for you. I'm gonna explain, right, about the system very clear. If you have any question, you can raise your hand and ask me, right? So, but some practice problem is some of them come from textbook. Maybe the information is not that, completely tell you everything, right? But at least if we need something that more clear about the detail, I will tell you. Just like this one, right? There's no information about the limit, about the physical or the space for car, for the customer, right? So in this case, we assume that there is no limit, right? About the area or the physical things, that there is no limit that number of car that's gonna arrive to the drive-through window system. And we suppose that we have only one window. So in this case, the model, right, should be MM1 because the service time is exponential. And right through is just one window, so we have one person open. So it's MM1. How about lambda? In this case, is car arrive with the rate of 4 every 10 minutes. So 10 minutes you have 4 cars, right? So 60 minutes you're gonna have 24 cars, right? So lambda is 24 cars, let's say, per hour. And how about mu? Again, service time average is 2 minutes. 2 minutes you can operate 1 car, right? Let's say. So 60 minutes you can operate 30 cars, right? So mu is 30 cars per hour. So once we have the model is MM1, lambda is 24, mu is 30. So then we have enough information to solve, right? So if we look at the sub-question A, what is the average time a car is in the system? So it's just like the time that they spend in the whole system. So it's going to be W, right? W. And based on the formula of MM1, W actually is equal to 1 over mu minus lambda. So then we have 1 over 30 minus 24. Right? Finally, I solve it for you. It's 0.167 hours. Okay. So this is the question A, right? How about question B? What is the rate number of times in the system? It's just like about the L. Because it's in the system, there is no subscript Q. So once again, based on formula of MM1L is equal to lambda over mu minus lambda. So then you're going to have 24 over 30 minus 24. Yes, we're going to have like a 4 car. Right? And question C. What is the average time cars spent waiting to receive service? Okay, so that is not including the service time, right? Because waiting, right, to receive the service. So it means that is not getting the service yet. So it should be the time that they spend in queue. So it will be WQ. So in this case, for the WQ, right, the formula of the WQ based on the M1 model. Yes. WQ. Okay, WQ will be equal to lambda over mu multiplied with mu minus lambda. So in this case, we're gonna have like 24 over 30 multiplied with 30 minus 24. So we're gonna have 0.133 hours. For question D, average number of cars in the line behind the scheduled receiving service. So just in the line, average number of cars, so it's LQ. And once again, for LQ, actually for MM1, LQ is equal to lambda squared over mu multiplied with mu minus lambda. So we're gonna have 24 squared over 30 multiplied with 30 minus 24. So in this case, we're gonna have like a 3.2 cars. Question E. What is the property that there is no car at the window? So there's no car in the system actually. So in this case, it's going to be P0. The P0 for MM1 is 1 minus lambda over mu. So you're going to have 1 minus 24 over 30. You're going to have 0.2. Okay. For question F, what percent of the time is the postal clock busy? So it's just like rho, right? The property that the service provider is going to be busy. So in this case, rho will be equal to lambda over mu. So you're gonna have like a 24 over 30. That for sure is 0.8. And how about question G? What is the probability that there are exactly 2 cars in the system? So in this case, it's about P2. Probably that exactly 2 cars in the system. So we know that from MM1, Pn will be equal to P0 multiplied with lambda or mu over n. So it means that P2 will be equal to 0.2 multiplied with 24 over 30 squared. Okay. In this case, we're gonna have like a 0.128. And subquestion H. What is the probability that there are more than 2 cars system? More than 2 cars, so it's been n more than 2. So what should we do? So in this case, Pn more than 2. Okay, by the concept of probability is equal to 1 minus Pn less than equal to 2. Okay. So then Pn more than 2 will be equal to 1 minus P0 plus P1 plus P2. So we know about P0 already, it's 0.2, P2 we know that, so P1 actually is 12.2 multiplied with 24 over 30 power 1. We're gonna have, let's see. Yeah, 0.16. So then Pn more than 2 we will do 1 minus 0.2 plus 0.16 plus 0.128. So then you're going to have 0.512. Okay, so just warming up, okay, from the first two. If we go through third one, still warming up, so I want you to see that how can we, apply to the very basic problem. And we can see that the problem is just one model, not multiple model, just one model. So if you look at problem number 3, we have Professor Michael Krinos. He advised our honor student at the Central College. During the registration period, students meet with Professor Krinos to design courses for the following semester and to discuss any other issues they may be concerned about. So rather than have students set up specific appointment to see him, the professor prefers setting aside 2 hours each day during the registration period and having students drop in on an information basis. So this approach, he believes, makes students feel more at ease with him. So based on his experience, Professor thinks that students arrive at an average of 1 every 12 minutes to see him. He also thinks that for some distribution is appropriate to model the error process. Advising meeting lasts an average of 10 minutes each. So, however, because some students have concern that they wish to discuss with the professor, the length of this meeting varies. Professor estimates that the standard deviation of the service time, which is the meeting length, is about 5 minutes. So, determine the operating characteristic of the queuing system. So, firstly, if the problem asks you to determine the operating characteristics, so it means that you need to calculate all performance measurements for that model, right? And in this case, if you look, what would be the keyword to tell us that which model that appropriate for us to apply? This problem we can see about the standard deviation, right? So we already learned that only one model that have the standard deviation would be MG1. Okay. So in this case, if we want to solve it, the appropriate model is MG1 because we know about the standard deviation and also the mean of the service time. How about lambda in this case? Lambda should be the number of students on average, right, that arrive to meet the professor. In this case, based on the problem, it tells us that, it said that average rate of student is 1 every 12 minutes. So 12 minutes you have 1 student arrive. So 60 minutes or 1 hour you can have 5 students. So in this case, lambda is equal to 5 students per hour. Okay? And how about mu? How about mu? How about mu? So the average time, right, in this case is about 10 minutes, right? So for the meeting, so 10 minutes is service for 1 student. So 60 minutes is 6 students per hour. So mu is 6 students. And we can know about standard deviation of sigma as well is 5 minutes. So we convert into hours. So we have 0.833. Don't forget this one. We need to use the same unit of time for all the lambda, mu, and sigma. And here, based on the formula of MG1. The formula of MG1. So that we can know about the operating characteristic. For example, in this case, if we would like to calculate LQ equal to lambda squared sigma squared plus lambda O mu square divided by 2 multiplied with 1 minus lambda O mu. So in this case, you're going to have like a 5 squared, 5 over 3 squared, plus 5 over 6 squared, divided by 2 multiplied by 1 minus 5 over 6. So you should practice to use the calculator, okay? We have the very high risk to miscalculate for the queuing. Okay, so this case I already did for you. It's about 2.6038, right? Still there. One thing that you should realize that in the queuing model, right, 3 or 4 decimal points is appropriate. If you use just 2, it's very rough. Okay, so then I suggest you to use 3 or 4. So in this case, okay, we have RQ. What next? Let's say I can try to calculate WQ. WQ equal to actually LQ divided by lambda. So then you have 2.6038 divided by 5. Right? You have 0.5208 hours. This is for the WQ. How about the bill? W equal to WQ plus 1 over mu. So in this case, you can have 0.5208 plus 1 over 6. So then you're going to have 0.6874 hours. Okay. And the next one is L. L is about, lambda W. So then you're going to have 5 multiplied with 0.6874. You're going to have 3.4371. Still there. How about rho? Rho actually equal to lambda over mu. So then we're going to have 5 or 6. Right? We're going to have like a 0.8333. And finally, P0 is 1 over lambda over mu. So we're going to have 0.1667. Okay, so for the first 3 problems here, we just warming up for seeing like how can we apply the single model to the problem. Okay. Let's see. The next one. Okay, this one is quite popular model. So if we go to problem number 4. So for problem number 4, we have British Bank is the only bank in a small town in Arkansas. On a typical Friday, an average of 10 customers per hour arrive at the bank to transact business. There are 2 tellers at the bank, and the average time required for each teller to transact business is 4 minutes. It is assumed that service times can be described by the exponential distribution. Although this is the only bank in town, some people in the town have begun using the bank in a neighboring town about 20 miles away. A single line would be used, and the customer at the front of the line would go to the first local bank teller. If both of the tellers at least are used, it's fine. I want to add one more sub question, right? One more sub question. Um, in this case, for question F, okay, question F, we like to add the property that the customer have to wait, right, when they arrive the system, right? When they arrive the bank, right? When they arrive the bank. The property that the customer have to wait when they arrive at the bank, right? So, to be question F, right, I will show you later. So question F is the property that the customer have to wait, right, when they arrive at the bank, okay? But anyway, please take a look at the overall problem. You can see based on the overall problem, it's just like the commercial bank in Thailand, right? That they have like the counters and the bank teller. In this case, they have two bank tellers, right? So the customer stay in one single line, right? Actually, and the service time in this case is exponential distribution following. So the model that we should apply in this case, right, is MM2. Why is MM2? Because we have two bank tellers. And the customer stay in one single line. Actually, there is no information that one customer per one bank teller, and we cannot find because they just tell the rate all customers arrive at the bank to transact just 10 customers per hour. So the model should be the MMS and S equal to 2. Why MMS but S equal to 2? And how about lambda and mu? In this case, the information tells us that an average of 10 customers per hour arrive at the bank. So lambda is 10 customers per hour, right? How about mu? How about mu? We can see that each bank teller, right, have the service time to transact, to help the customer to transact the business in 4 minutes, right? So it's been 4 minutes they can provide a service per one customer. So 60 minutes is 15 customers. So in this case, mu equal to 15 customers per hour. And once again, as I mentioned last time, for model MMS, right, the very first performance measurement that you have to find before you go to find other performance is P0. Because we require P0 in every formula of performance measurement of MMS model. And at this time, I will use the table. Remember the table last time? So when we try to using the table, firstly, we need to calculate lambda over S mu. In this case, lambda is 10, right? N is 2, mu is 15. So then you have 10 over 30. Or lambda over S mu is 0.33. Okay, and from the table, okay, I'll show you based on the table. Okay, I'll have it. Okay, based on the table here, you can see. Okay, based on the table here, lambda over S mu here, right? Is 0.33. Oh, hold on. It's 0.33, right? And S equal to 2. So then we have the P0 around 0.5038. Okay, 0.5038. So from the table, from P0 table, then we have is equal to 0.5038. Okay. Then we can cover it for other performance measurement. Question A, there were time in the line. It's not the time, but just in the line. So in this case, it's about WQ. So we have to calculate WQ. We know that WQ equal to LQ divided by lambda. And LQ equal to what? Actually, so I'll show you here. Oh, not this one. Okay, look at this. WQ equal to LQ divided by lambda, right? So I'll talk about LQ. If you look at LQ, LQ equal to L minus lambda or mu. So this is L. So then we use this L minus lambda or mu. So it's divided. I just cut off this last term. So now I'm gonna substitute just this term for LQ. Okay. So then we have like the LQ equal to P0 multiplied with lambda multiplied with mu. Lambda or mu over S. Right? Divided by S minus 1 factorial. S mu minus lambda squared. So then we're gonna have like 0.5038 multiplied with 10. Mu is gonna be 15. And this one gonna be 10 over 15 over 2. So we can have 2 minus 1 factorial. 2 multiplied with 15 minus 10 squared. So now we need to use the calculator. We're gonna have so we're gonna have 0.48 4. So WQ then equal to 0.484 divided by 10. Then I have 0.4484. And how about question B? It's not about the real number in the line. So it's LQ. We are already did it. So LQ is equal to 0.084. How about question C? It's about the average time in the system. It's about W. Okay. We know that W equal to WQ plus 1 ohm. So you're gonna have 0.0084. Okay, plus 1/15. So we have 0.035 watt. And how about question D dog? The red number in the system, so it's about L, right? So we know that L actually equal to LQ plus lambda ohm. So then you're gonna have 0.084 plus advanced 10/15. So you're gonna have 0.7517. That's the one. And question E, we already did it. The property that the bank empty is called P0. Okay, so we have 5 more. But the extra sub-question that I just told you, right? Question F is about the property that the customer have to wait, right, when they arrive at the bank. It is not wrong. Don't think it's wrong. So let's see. Now we have at the counter, we have 2 bank tellers. They ask you about the property that when the customer arrives at the bank, they have to wait, right? So what it is? If there is no customer at all, when you were the customer and you arrive at the bank, you have no waiting, right? You can do the transaction, you can get the service, right? But if you have the customer already one person here, right, getting the service, this customer is getting the service, and you were the customer arrive at the bank, do you have to wait? No. You can get the service from other ones, right? But if you have 2 customers already in the system, and then you were the customer that just arrived at the bank, you have to wait, right? If you have 2 customers already and another one is in the line waiting, then you arrive at the bank, you still have to wait, right? So in this case, you can see that The property that the customer have to wait when they arrive at the bank is about Pn greater equal to 2. If you have customer already in system 2 or more, then when you arrive at the system, you're gonna wait, right? That's thing like that. So they ask you about the property that customer have to wait when they arrive at the bank. So it's equal to the property that the number of customer in the system at least 2 or more, right? Equal to 2 or more. So again, we all know that Pn greater equal to 2 equal to what? We already did it. 1 minus Pn less than 2, right? So based on the formula of MMS, we can have two formula for Pn. But the first one for n less than or equal to s, and another one is for n greater or equal to s. In this case, right, gonna be 1 minus P0 plus P1. Right. P0 equal to 0.5038, right? How about Pn? In this case, can be lambda over mu power n multiplied with P0 divided by n fact. This is just the case for n less than or equal to s. So in this case, P1 actually going to be 10 over 15. Oh, we have 10 divided by 15. So you have 0.3359. Therefore, Pn greater than 2 will be equal to 1 minus 0.5038 plus 0.33. Okay. So the first problem is just the problem that we have only one model. So let's see the next one. I will show you later. But please keep in mind that when you have the very big system that maybe consists of more than one, the model of queuing, right? So you just use this combined together, right? Like a combination of the model, nothing much, because all the formula that we have just be for only one model. So you have the system that consists of more than one model, you just use that model combined with another one. Okay. So we have okay. We have two problems. For the first one is about is about the team of students from ABC University in US is currently holding a car wash to raise their extra money for this coming Christmas event. The average time to wash car of the team is 4 minutes, and the time is exponentially distributed. Car ride at a rate of 1 every 5 minutes on average, and the number of drivers per time is described by the Poisson distribution. The team currently has 3 members. So question A, what is the average time of car waiting in the line? Question B, what is the average number of cars in the line? And question C, what is the probability that cars have to wait in the line when they come to get washing? And so on. So firstly, based on this information, okay, do you think which model that we should apply to this problem? My point is MM1 or MM3. There is no MD1 for sure, right? Because there is no information about constant rate. There is no MG1 for sure because there is no standard deviation. So we have just MM1 and MMS that possible to be applied for this problem. So my question is, what do you think about the model that we should apply to this problem, MM1 or MM3? We have the information about the team currently has 3 members, MM1 or MM3. MM1 or MM3. They have 3 members. So if you look more detail here, there is no information to tell us, right, that one member to wash 1 car, right? They just tell that okay, the team, right, can wash a car on average 4 minutes. So it's just like these 3 members held together to wash a car. So it's just like one server. There's no information to tell that one person washed 1 car. So actually, in this case, it's about MM1 model. It's about MM1 model. And what next? How about lambda in this case? We have car ride at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes. So 5 minutes we have 1 car ride, right? So 60 minutes you're gonna have 12 cars. Right? 5 minutes we have 1 car. So 60 minutes we have 12 cars. How about meal? Every time wash a car from the team is 4 minutes, so 4 minutes you can wash 1 car. So 60 minutes you can wash 15 cars. So then we look at question A. What is the average time of car waiting in line is about WQ. And again, from the formula of MM1, WQ equal to lambda over mu multiplied by mu minus lambda. So you're going to have 12 over 15 multiplied by 15 minus 12. We have 0.2667 hours. How about question B? What is the area number of cars in the line? Again, it's about LQ. 12, right. So it's 3.2 because you can using WQ multiply with lambda. You're gonna have LQ. For question C, what is the property that can have to wait in line when they come to get washing? So it's just like, go. Okay. Actually, I want to show you here. It's just like the same question as the previous one, the question A from the previous example. But one thing that different why I said it's equal to row as well, because look at this. If you have only one server, and then if there are no customer in the system, when you were the customer arrive the system, you have not to wait, right? But if you have one person here, you have to wait. So it means that the property that you have to wait is n more than or equal to 1, right? Right. So actually, Pn more than or equal to 1 actually equal to 1 minus Pn less than 1. So that's why you have 1 minus P0. So that's why it's equal to rho. In the case that you have only one server. If you have one server, that's why the property that you have gonna wait when you arrive the system equal to rho. Right? We solve using the same concept as the previous one. So that's why it's equal to rho. Okay. So then we have only MMS model, right? That we have solved in different way because we have more than one server. But for one server, rho will be equal to this probability. So actually, in this case, for MM1 model, rho equal to lambda O mu. So then you have lambda is 12, mu 15. You can have 0.8 to be the answer. For question D, what is probably that there are more than 3 cars in the system? Again, n more than 3. Right? So then you know that 1 minus P0 plus P1 plus P2 plus P3. And from the formula of M1, Pn will be equal to P0 lambda O mu power n. Therefore, P1 will be, okay, sorry, another one. P0 equal to 1 minus lambda O mu. So then we have 1 minus 0.8, we have 0.2. Question T. 0.1024. So then Pn more than 3 will then equal to 1 minus 0.2 plus 0.16 plus 0.128 plus 0.124. Just have like 0.4096. This is for question D. How about the next one? Question E. When another team arrives to help at the car wash, it is expected that both two teams will work at the same average rate of 4 minutes per car as one team did. If now cars are arriving at the rate of 10 cars per hour, what is the average number of cars in line? So in this case, look at question E. So now the system change is not MM1 anymore, right? Because we have another team to help, right? And the rate that this extra team gonna work for washing a car is 4 minutes per car as well. So they asked us about a random kind of line. So actually the model changed to MM2. Lambda equal to 10. Maybe 15. Again, S equal to 2. So then we calculate lambda over S mu. It seems like we have the same number as previous one. Yes. So then we can know that from table, this will be equal to point the same value as previous one, 0.5038. I think we did same number. Yeah, it's around 0.084. The last one. Assume that the alumni association would like to help the team by bringing the automatic car wash machine to help washing a car. If 30% of car driving go to get washing by that machine, and the rest still go to get hand wash from both existing two teams. So what is the total rate number of car in the system? Given car are still arriving at the average rate of 10 cars per hour, teams still work with the same average rate of 4 minutes per car, and the car wash machine also work with the constant rate of 4 minutes per car as well. So in this case, it's just like the new system that we have, the combination between MM2 with another automatic car wash machine, right? So question F, right? We're gonna have like customer go to get washing by the automatic car wash machine, plus the customer brothers go to get washing by hand wash. Okay, so in this case, we try to find L total. L total, L of the total system. And as I mentioned, we just doing like a combination of the subsystem. So L total is equal to L for MM2 from the existing system plus L for automatic car wash machine, that will be MD1. So for MM2, we change lambda is not 10 anymore because actually customer write at 10 or car write at 10, but 30% is go to get washed by the machine and another 70% is go to get washing by hand wash. So this case lambda is going to be 70% of 10. So you can have 7 car per hour. Okay. And meal still 15 car per hour. We change lambda because 70% gonna get from this hand wash machine to form 2 teams. So that's why lambda we need to multiply 10 with 70%. And again, S equal to 2 lambda over S meal. 7 over 2 multiplied with 15. Point 23. Right? And from this table, then okay, we have P0 will be equal to 0.23 and S equal to 2, we have P0 equal to 0.6260. So L will then be equal to P0 multiplied with lambda mu, lambda of mu over S. Just minus 1
Actually,
then lambda squared plus lambda of mu.
the reason why you're here. What happened to Ajahn Vitra?
So we're gonna have like 0.6260 multiplied with 7 and then 15. 7 over 15 squared. 2 minus 1 factorial. 2 multiplied with 15 minus 7 squared plus 7 over 15. .4937. but for MD1 of this power machine, LQ equal to lambda squared. Okay, we have lambda equal to 3 pi plus mu square 15 for MD1. So then LQ equal to lambda squared divided by 2 mu multiplied with mu minus lambda. So then we're gonna have 3 squared .225. So therefore, L total will be 0.4937 plus 0.225. Okay, we just combine these two systems together. Okay, so hope you're getting some idea. Okay. One thing that you can notice is that for queuing, you have very high risk to get wrong calculation. So when you prepare for the exam, please try to use the calculator to calculate to make sure that everything is going to be okay for you. Because you can see that when you find the first value, then you use that one to substitute to another value, right, for finding the rest of the variable. So if you did wrong for the first one, you can have all wrong. So this is a thing that you need to be careful with all this. Okay, let's have a break for your dinner. Then when we come back to study in the second part, we will go to the next example. That would be the one that of the step here. Okay. So now,
คือยังไม่ได้อ่านเหมือนกันก็เลยแบบนี้แหละ คือยังไม่ได้อ่านก็เลยแบบไม่รู้เรื่อง
This is from last year. Start margin น่ะก็คือฟู้ดคือ revenue ลบฟู้ดเติม